The Druze are an insular Arabic-speaking ethno-religious minority of about 1 million people. Originating in Egypt in the 11th century, the unique religious sect is an offshoot of Islam, which permits no converts and no intermarriage. The Druze faith is an Abrahamic religion influenced by the Quran and Christianity and even Judaism, but also Greek philosophy and Eastern mysticism. Its main tenets assert the unity of God, reincarnation, and the eternity of the soul. Like a number of other ethnic groups in the Middle East, such as the Kurds, the Druze are spread across the region, residing primarily in Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and Jordan. The minority group is largely known to have strong national pride to the land they live on. Today, roughly 150,000 Druze live in Israel, residing mainly in the northern regions of the Galilee and the Carmel. Most are fiercely loyal to the State of Israel. In fact, Druze men over 18 have been conscripted to the IDF since 1957 and often rise to positions of high rank, while many build careers in the police and security forces. For more than 4 decades, the Israeli military has a primarily Druze infantry unit called the Cherev, or Sword Battalion. This is in contrast with Israeli Arabs, who are exempt from military service. The bond between Jewish and Druze fighters serving in the IDF is commonly referred to as a covenant of blood. That deep connection further cemented since the October 7th massacre, with Druze soldiers sacrificing themselves to fight alongside their Jewish comrades in arms against a common terror enemy. But not all Druze have the same relationship with Israel. Around 20,000 of them reside in the Golan Heights, territory Israel seized from Syria nearly 60 years ago in the 1967 war. Many of the older generation of Druze there still identify as Syrian and have rejected offers of Israeli citizenship, although they are still able to work and study in Israel but are not allowed to vote. But that attitude is changing, with more and more young Druze choosing to become Israeli citizens and even serve in the IDF. The relationship isn't perfect, of course. Some within the community feel they've been neglected, not receiving the same government resources and support as other minorities during wartime. And it's not the first time. In 2018, the Israeli government passed the nation-state law, emphasizing Israel's Jewish character, angering the country's Druze community, who argue that it excluded recognition and contributions of minority groups. Despite all this, the Druze remain an essential part of Israeli society. Following the rocket attack on Majd al-Shams, the Israeli government has vowed to do everything to protect the country's Druze community and all northern Israeli residents from further Hezbollah attacks.
Stillness envelops this village. Grief is too heavy to bear. The silence is broken by men who strike up laments. The tears of the Golan flow over your sons and daughters, and mother cries out, "Is my son among the victims?" The fate of Jevara Ibrahim is still unknown. He has been missing since the disaster that struck the village. Recorded eulogies from Druze sheikhs from Syria and Lebanon filled the silence. The coffins of 11 of the 12 children and teenagers, boys and girls, aged 10 to 16, are placed on school desks in front of the People's House in the heart of the village. Women cry as the coffins pass them by. Children who knew the victims cry near the grave plot.
I came here with my 2 sons who are soldiers and with a Druze soldier, Nader, to attend the funeral in Majd al-Shams, to identify with the entire state of Israel. We have a tough war with the cruel enemy who does not spare innocent children. The enemy must be overwhelmed and we must endure.
Hundreds were attending a tournament held at a soccer ground on Saturday afternoon when a single highly loaded rocket exploded.
There was no proper alert. There wasn't. It was a matter of seconds. One child managed to run to the shelter. Only one child. They're all children. They all belong to the same house. Friends, they were together. Everyone is my daughter's friend. My daughter plays soccer here every Tuesday and Thursday with the same coach.
4 of the children of the extended Abu Saleh family were murdered in one infernal instant. Adham Abu Saleh knew them.
We're all sad here. Not just me. It's a blow. 12 children.
What are you collecting?
Leftovers.
Of what? Hair. Is it your family members who were killed?
Yes, two.
This is the story of a war writ small with the blood of sons and daughters of the Druze community. This is the story of a village that did not evacuate and tried to maintain an almost normal life in spite of the rocket and drone alerts, until, that is, the moment of the explosion. This is the story of a severely beaten community. This is the largest civilian disaster since the Black Sabbath of October 7. The sense of abandonment only intensifies. Ministers who came to express condolences were greeted with angry shouts.
Majdal Shams in mourning. Everyone is in mourning, and Israel as a whole should be in mourning. The fate of Tel Aviv, of Jerusalem, must be the fate of Majdal Shams. We request an immediate response from the Israeli government. That's enough. Are these kids guilty? What did these children do? What did they do? They played soccer. Majdal Shams is ours. The Golan Heights are ours. If you don't know how to protect us, we will protect ourselves.
Not everyone agrees with the expressions of outrage.
What should happen now?
Just let there be peace. Enough. We are tired.
I hate Hezbollah, but this is a circle. One hates the other who hates him, and they attack each other. There is no end to it.
The response will be harsh and powerful, the IDF vows, and may lead to a dramatic turn on the northern front. Pierre Clochendler, I-24 News, Majdal Shams on the Golan Heights.